Okay, this is a rather straightforward problem. And what I mean by that, looking at it, this is a polynomial here. My recommendation is to write it in order, though, and also include the missing places over here. So what I do, I wrote it in order, right? So x5, the next thing in that would be 18x4. The next thing in that would be 52x cubed, then minus 200x squared. You notice I have a little space over there, which would include the linear term, which there is no linear term, and then the constant term in the end is 64. And it also write this thing in order. What does that mean? X cubed would come first, 6x squared would come next, minus 12x would come next, and then minus 8. And then it basically is a matching game. All right, so x squared times x cubed is going to be x5. I want to point out what I do is I write in the subtraction automatically when I do the typesetting. So, x5, so minus x5. Then it's going to be plus 6x4, but minus 6x4. And then it's going to be minus 12x cubed, minus plus 12x cubed. And then it's going to be, let's see, minus 8x squared, which is plus 8x squared. Then I combine things together, and I'm just going to, line by line. It's all written up for you. And that would be 12x4, 64x cubed, minus 192x squared. Now, traditionally what I do is I drop the place down. And certainly, I'm going to write this in for you. Not that you have to, but I'm going to say there's 0 x's here, and there's 0 x's here. And I typically drop all the places down when I'm doing the work, all right? But let me go back, and we're doing another match, all right? Now, what times x cubed would give you 12x4? Well, that's got to be plus 12x. But again, when I typed in this thing over here, I put the minus sign in for you, do the subtraction for you. 12x times x cubed is 12x4, but I subtract it. All right? 12x times 6x squared is 72x cubed, but I subtract it. 12x times minus 12x is minus 144x squared, but I subtract it, so plus 144x squared. And then 12 times minus 8, that's going to be minus 96. Minus of minus 96 is plus 96. And then what I do, combine those terms together. What would that give you? Well, let's see, 64, that's 6. Yeah, minus 8x cubed. And this would be what? Make sure I did this right. 48. Yeah, minus 48. And this is plus 96 plus 64. All right, that's not so bad. Match again. What times x cubed would match? The minus 8x cubed would be minus 8. Multiply it out, change the signs. What are you going to get? 8x cubed, 48x squared. Let's keep going. Yep, minus 96 and 64. This is pretty good. Remainder of 0. Relatively simple, by the way. Can you check these problems? Of course you can. Are there other ways to do division, long division? Of course there are. Are there other ways to do division by avoiding long division? Of course there is, all right? But the bottom line is we're trying to really reinforce the long division stuff, all right? By the way, they give you alternative strategies over here. And again, for students that are looking at this from foreign countries, what I do over here may look very foreign to you. And for people in the United States, this form over here looks very foreign to us, all right? Do they produce the same result? Of course they do, all right? They really have some similarities in it. But, the way you learn something when you're a child is probably the way you're going to maintain that throughout your life, by the way. Nothing wrong with that, all right? Do what you're comfortable doing. But the outcomes of these things, provided you're making mistakes, should be the same each time. Thank you so much for paying attention.